I'm in a city that everyone wants to go to just to see if everything we had ever learned about it was true. The tales of the gladiators, the emperors, and the total excess of an ancient civilization that set out to rule the world. But make no mistake, the city in no way relies on its past. This is a modern, energetic place that, even after 2,000 years, is still proving its greatness.
Viva Roma!
I'm in Rome, Italy, at the ever-popular Spanish Steps. These were built in a Roman Baroque style in the 1720s and are so named for the nearby Spanish embassy to the Vatican. But believe me, nobody here cares about that. For tourists around the world, this is the place to sit down. We've been running all over Rome. We need a breather, and it certainly doesn't hurt that at the foot of these steps is one of the most exclusive shopping areas of Rome, don't you know? Also at the foot of these steps is a wonderful fountain. Let me show you. You know how when you travel to other countries, they always tell you, don't drink the water? Well, in Rome, drink the water. There are these fountains everywhere. Just stick in your water bottle or grab a handful. Oh, it's wonderful. It's cold, fresh water, coming down from the hills via aqueducts built by the ancient Romans. Doesn't get much better than that, folks.
If you think of Italy as a big boot, Rome is located somewhere mid-calf. It is also known as the Eternal City.
When you're in a new city in a different part of the world, it's fun just to walk around and see how life differs from your own. Like the cars here are so tiny. Oh, this one is my favorite. It's actually built so that it can be parked perpendicular in a parallel parking spot. And is it not just the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life? But you definitely do not want to rent a car here. Way too complex. But you gotta get around, right? And Rome is a large city. Attractions are spread out all over. You have a few options. There's a good public transportation system with buses, trams, even a subway. You can take a taxi. You can't hail a taxi. You have to go to a taxi stand, and you'll see them all over the city, and the taxis are just lined up. Just jump in the front one and go. And the other option is just walking, although there's one more, and I think you might like it.
We are driving in the heart of Rome right now.
We're driving in the heart of Rome.
Yes.
A personal driver. Now, this may seem like a ridiculous indulgence, but the reality is there is so much to see in Rome that you won't want to spend your precious time traveling from site to site.
So, what would you like to visit today?
Well, I would love to go to the Colosseum. That's amazing.
Okay.
Vatican.
You have a good list then.
Already with those two?
Yeah,
I was thinking about doing the Pantheon and the Roman Forum too.
You know everything actually. You don't need any help.
Can you do it? Can you take me there? All right.
Of course.
Personal drivers like Alberto here, who works for a company called ITC, have special licenses to drive through the restricted streets and park right next to the attractions.
Now I would like to show you a 2,500 years old building. It's called the Pantheon.
The Pantheon?
Yes.
Wow. So this is the best preserved building of ancient Rome. It was built in and around 125 AD, and you really just have to stand in awe of how good it looks. I mean, look at that. It's like, I hope I look this good when I'm 1,879 years old, but it's called the Pantheon. It was built as a temple to all gods, and that's what Pantheon literally means, all gods. And if you look up above, inside, you're gonna see this big oculus, and that lets light in, and it's sort of the connection between earth and heaven. It also lets in rain, and the architect, who is unknown, was very smart. He actually made the floor slope so that the rain would just fall off. I highly recommend saving the Pantheon for any time, like when you're just walking by it if you're going to a cafe, because it's free, one, and also, no matter how busy it is, you'll always be able to get inside. You don't have to wait in line. There's not this, 1 hour line to get in. Now, what's this building straight ahead?
Prepare your eyes.
Prepare my eyes?
Yes.
So this is Vatican City. It's the spiritual heart and headquarters for the Roman Catholic Church. Now, it's in Rome, but it's not of Rome. In fact, it's not even of Italy. It's actually its own sovereign state. And at 0.2 square miles, it's the world's smallest country. Now, you enter Vatican City through this grand, expensive piazza. It's called the Piazza San Pietro, or St. Peter's Square. Behind me, that is St. Peter's Basilica. St. Peter's is the largest church in the world. Do you see that building right there? It's just sort of nondescript brown. That is the Sistine Chapel. With Michelangelo, the hands touching God. But we are not going to see St. Peter's. We are not going to the Sistine Chapel today. I got a ticket to see the Pope.
Did you ever think that you could actually attend an audience with the Pope? Well, you can. Tickets to such an incredible event are free, but you do have to get them in advance. Never the same day. The whole event begins sharply at 10:30, and there are always thousands of people trying to get the best seats, so give yourself plenty of time. Although, sometimes it helps to know somebody in the business. And this is the auditorium. Sometimes His Holiness addresses the faithful outside from St. Peter's Basilica, but I suspect that sometimes, just like me, he's more comfortable with the air conditioning. I was lucky enough to watch the ceremony from the press box.
I can't believe that I just saw the Pope. And I thought the whole experience was going to be very quiet, very reverent. So wasn't it great when he came out and everyone jumped to their feet and started screaming? I thought that was awesome. I'll have that memory forever.
Here we got the Colosseum.
Where's the Colosseum?
Right over there.
I'm only kidding.
Okay.
Thank you, Alberto. That's the Colosseum. I'm just dumbfounded. It's the most magnificent monument in Rome. 2.5 million people visit the Colosseum a year, and the line to buy the tickets can reach up to 2 hours long, and they only take cash. Now, it was built so that it could fit 50,000 people and that it could be filled and emptied within 10 minutes, and that's due to the series of archways that you see, and we still see that in modern stadiums today. Now, one thing I didn't know is that entrance to the Colosseum for the Romans, the ancient Romans, it was free. And they were treated to an entire day of games and entertainment. So I just think it's funny in the 21st century that you've got to wait in a 2-hour line, pay like $12, and there's no show. What gives?
The Colosseum today is only a shell of its original grandeur. After it was abandoned, it became a source of materials for other projects around Rome. For instance, all the holes you see on the outside, they were left when the marble was torn off to use on St. Peter's Basilica. But you have to admit, the Colosseum still looks pretty good for something that survived, among other things, the fall of Rome. Next, my hotel room's the color of a Granny Smith apple, and the concierge works in an egg. Then, I'll tell you what not to expect when you order an Italian coffee, when Passport to Europe returns to Rome.
We are now in an area of Rome called the Centro Storico, or historic district. It's a great place to stay because you're really in the middle of a lot of action. There's, of course, the amazing shopping. There's cafes, wine bars. It's just the place to be. Now, the downside of that is that it's the place to be, and there's a lot of people all the time. One thing I loved about my hotel is that it's down a little side street. My hotel is located on the Via Margutta. It's a quiet cobblestone passageway lined with art galleries and antique shops, but there's nothing antique about my hotel. is hotel art, and as you can see, it's a very contemporary hotel, but it was built in what used to be a former monastery. You can tell by the gorgeous ceilings, and behind me was the former altar. Just so you know, check-in is pod number 1, and when the bellman escorted me to my room, he said, "Oh, you're on the green floor," and I had no idea what he meant. Now I do. It's a green floor, and there's a blue, an orange, a red, a yellow. Very sci-fi, don't you think? And the numbers, look at this. They're lit from below, right before the door. Okay, so this is my room. Now, in order for the electricity to come on and stay on, you gotta put your key in this slot here, and you'll see that a lot in hotels in Italy. This is a great room. It's definitely got that urban, sophisticated, chic thing going for it. A lot of dark woods, accented by rich leather. Come back into the bathroom. It's really decorated very nicely. Great fixtures, an extra deep tub. And the fact that I can walk around my room instead of like shimmying against a wall at the foot of the bed is big here in Europe, but I am paying dearly for it. But I'm also here during the high season, so maybe they can cut you a break if you come in the fall or something. Now, another thing that makes my room simply divine is this view just outside my window. I love that. It's a balcony with just potted flowers, and this morning I was standing here and an older lady came out, watered her flowers, she looked up and said, "Buongiorno," and that made my day. So I want to take you to my favorite place in Rome. It's called the Campo de Fiori, and every morning, except Sundays, it's the site of a wonderful open-air market, fish, fresh fruit, vegetables, spices, and this is where Romans do their daily shopping. So it's a great place just to take in authentic Roman life.
Campo de Fiori means field of flowers, which is what this once used to be. The large stands filled with gorgeous flowers make this one of the most simple and lovely places in all of Rome.
Can you believe this produce? I mean, look at the lettuces, the beans, the tomatoes. Oh, what I would do just to make myself my own big salad. Oh, good morning. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Your produce is molto bene.
Thank you.
Now, will you tell me, what are these beautiful things here?
Zucchini flowers.
Zucchini flowers. They're gorgeous. They stuff them with cheese, fromage,
Anchovies,
and
mozzarella,
and deep fry. So Americans are going to love it in Italy because they deep fry everything the way we deep fry everything. It's great. Beautiful. That's right, give this girl a ball of mozzarella. So I wanted to show you what a real Roman butcher shop looked like. This one's gorgeous. Come here. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. How are you? Oh, that's the tongue, see? Tongue. Oh, not today, thank you. Not today, grazie. Oh. I think they're jokesters here. I think they figured me out. Buongiorno, now that, mi piace. I like. Mi piace. Now what is this? This is melanzane. Oh, so eggplant, stuffed eggplant. Oh. But my hotel, there's nothing. I can't cook it in the toilet.
Si può fare questo di aperitivo.
Are you guys brothers? Fratelli, see? Oh.
E una femmina.
They all
Una femmina e lui.
Who needs a sister? I love wandering the streets around the Campo de Fiori. They are void of crowds, and the narrow streets shield you from the hot day sun. It's just lovely, and you'll always find little cafes around hidden piazzas, and you just sit yourself down, order an espresso, and think to yourself, I wonder how long the line is to the Colosseum now.
Even if you do splurge on the personal driver, don't miss any opportunity to walk in Rome. Here's one of the city's major hangouts, the expansive Piazza Navona. Its centerpiece is the dramatic Fountain of the Four Rivers, which reminded me how thirsty I was. Let me give you a little lesson in Italian coffee.
Right here, We have un caffè. This is the standard coffee here in Italy. We know it as espresso, and if you order it as espresso, they'll understand you, especially in tourist areas. This cappuccino, okay, we drink this all the time. Here's the difference. Italians only drink it in the morning. The milk fills them up. Now on the menu, you're going to see Caffè Americano, and you're like, haha, our coffee, there I go. Not quite. Caffè Americano is actually the espresso, un caffè, with just more water. So it's still going to be that bitter, harsh taste that we are not used to. But I suggest you just go for un caffè, really. It's fabulous. Goes down a little bitter, but man, do you feel great after.
Next, do not adjust your television. This restaurant really is that blue. Then, we'll visit the most famous fountain in Rome, and don't ask, I will not be going in it when Passport to Europe returns.
You know what I find so fascinating about this city is how accessible ancient Rome is. It's like you turn a corner and boom, there's a Roman ruin. Actually, right here, there's a lot of Roman ruins. Isn't this incredible? This is downtown ancient Rome. It's known as the Roman Forum, and this is where the ancient Romans met, shopped, did business, practiced politics. They did it all right here. Now, this is gonna blow your mind. See how it's low in the ground? Well, that is the original street level of antiquity. Now look over there, see where those people are milling about? That's the street level of modern day Rome. See, Rome is 2,600 years old. Hundreds upon hundreds of years of debris have accumulated to make modern day Rome a good 25 feet higher than where it started. So when you're walking around in the Forum, and you can, it's actually free to the public, you are walking on the same stones as the ancient Romans.
That effortless juxtaposition of ancient and modern is a major reason why travelers flock to Rome. And when the sun goes down, that's when things really start to get interesting.
So I know since I'm in Rome for dinner, I should take you to an outdoor cafe with a bottle of wine, accordion player playing in the background, but you've already seen that, right? You know what that is. So do you want to see something completely different, something you've never seen before? Follow me.
The second you walk into the supper club, you know this isn't your mama's trattoria. There's a woman lying on gravel. You think she's the hostess? Supper Club's philosophy is to offer a multi-sensory experience, combining music, visuals, and performance, while serving up a 21st century updating of a Roman banquet.
At the supper club, you dine while lounging on the bed. It's sort of emperor style. I'm one of his attendants. I'm being treated like royalty. Now, you do have to take your shoes off. So men, make sure you don't have holes in your socks. And ladies, get a pedicure. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this look graceful. Huh? Huh? Do I still look cool? Do I still look cool? Okay, bring on the food. The first course they gave me was a carpaccio of fresh fish with a wasabi mayonnaise and a fennel salad. And I know how this is going to sound, but in Rome, really all there are Italian restaurants. Which, okay, but after the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th time you've had penne or pizza, it's like, oh, please, no more, please, no more. So the fact that I'm having something with a wasabi mayonnaise, a little bit of an international spin, an infusion food, oh, I feel like Caesar himself. Now for my entree, I have a tornado salmon with an artichoke and tomato salad. Now one thing that you have to get used to when you're in Rome, they eat very late here. They start around 10 o'clock. That's late for me. With the time change, it's also difficult. You just feel like after you eat, you want to go to bed. Luckily, when you're here, you can. So I went back to my hotel and I realized, wait a minute, there's something I wanted to see and I haven't yet, and that's the Trevi Fountain. So I put my coat back on, my little sweater, head back out. Now this is supposed to be this astoundingly grandiose fountain that's tucked within this maze of narrow streets. And it's Rome's most famous fountain, so you know you gotta see it. Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't know. You think that's it? This is Rome's largest fountain. It's built in 1751. The guy in the middle is Neptune. He's in a chariot being pulled by seahorses, and they're being guided by tritons, which are mythological sea creatures. It's very impressive. This is also Rome's most famous fountain because of movies like Three Coins in a Fountain and La Dolce Vita. But most of the people who are here to do one thing, and that is to toss a coin into the fountain, which will guarantee your return to Rome. If you get a coin, oh, that's a euro. Not giving that. That's like $1.30 right now. Way too much money. I'm gonna give it 5 cents, and it'll like it. But now you have to do it the right way, which is to turn your back to the fountain, put the coin in your right hand, and give it a toss. Huh? I'll see you again, Rome. If you want to learn more about what I did in Europe, talk about the show, or check out my photos and journal, log on to Travel Channel at discovery.com. See you there.